Hi all of you, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be discussing the psychological functions of the chakras. Now, there are 7 chakras that we utilize on a daily basis, and there are so many different functions when it comes to these chakras, such as related diseases, any how they represent in your body, associated to glands, associated to just different types of areas in your life where if there's any kind of resistance in these chakras or any past traumas, it's going to show up in your psychological effects and functions of your chakras. So I kind of want to go over those. There's personality profiles, there's associated archetypes when it comes to chakras. So this particular video, though, I do want to cover the psychological functions. We're going to start with the base chakra. Okay, so that base chakra is red. It's about stability. It's about your safety and your foundation. So this chakra actually governs your worthiness of your existence. So if there's been anything that you've grown up with any kind of relation to your safety and existence that may have been distorted as you were a child, you may have brought that energy into your existence now. So I want to talk about those actual psychological effects, such as our primal effects. Okay, so this chakra here governs the primal feelings, the 5 to be more precise. So we're talking about anger, sadness, fear, disgust, and joy. Okay, so anything in relation to those survival reactions, including rage, resentment, could possibly have fertility issues, despair, terror, abandonment, rejection, shame, guilt, bliss, oneness, and longing. So when our beliefs are usually created as a response to experiences, this could come from our actual family origin. All right, so how did this identity help us become our spiritual being? And how has this manifested in our 3D life? Because that base chakra is really representing of that 3D life, okay, our 3D reality. So this could also just be talking about your overall physical health, your career, any kind of external identity can be compromised if this particular chakra has been affected by any past situations or any past distortion of creating this chakra. So I'm going to continue and explore into this a little bit more. I want to give a little bit of examples of what this distortion may have looked like, okay? So it could have been abandonment issues. You could have been abandoned as a child or had those feelings of abandonment. There could have been money challenges growing up, any kind of addictions. Even birthing complications can be a big factor in your feeling of safety and security. So this actually does disturb you on an emotional level when it comes to that sense of safety and or that lack of. It could also be about trust, okay? The inability to trust. This actually affects your ability to manifest, okay? Manifest that more financial stability in your life, that job, because it can cause anxiety and depression and different addictions if you've had any kind of traumas to this actual chakra. So that first chakra is really, really important for your foundation, because if anything there has been affected, it could bring some deep hurt, resentment, and even filled with hate or blame towards others. So it's very important to know the attributes of this chakra and noticing in your own personality how this could be affecting you on your everyday life. And again, as I continue on with these different videos and exploring more into the chakras, we're going to get into some different elements. But for now, I'm just going to stick with the psychology of them. So I'm going to get into the second chakra here, which is your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is orange, okay? So that's located above the groin area underneath the belly button. And so for this one here, this one is really talking about bonds between ourselves and other people. So most of the connections that we have are emotional in nature, and they actually form a foundation on both a healthy and unhealthy relationship. So basically this chakra links our emotional reaction with our emotional attachment. Okay, so what we can find with this here is how we access our sensual nature and therefore our identity relating to the same and opposite sex. from an utero viewpoint. Okay, so when it comes to this chakra, fantasies and moods can be created. Okay, they can be very influential, and there can also be struggles with desires and attraction to pleasure if there's any kind of trauma to this particular chakra. So if there's been any let's say like sexual trauma, any kind of molestation, any abuse, any kind of power being taken away when it comes to your sexuality, this chakra here would definitely be affected by that and can actually hold you kind of hostage to how you represent yourself in other relationships and how you actually view other people in relationships. So any kind of abusive behavior towards others and even yourself, even especially emotional abuse, can come from a lack of a solid structure when it comes to this particular chakra. Okay, so if you notice that you have envy, jealousy, rage, possibly greed, anything in those areas that can cause prejudice or resentment, maybe even some complex fears, that there can really illustrate that there are some issues when it comes to this chakra. I have actually witnessed with a few of my clients that if there's been any kind of trauma when it comes to this particular chakra, that they do have fertility issues. They do have those feelings of like power struggle. Okay, so this chakra is also very important for your power, your presence. Okay, so anytime that may have been taken away from you, okay, that feeling of feeling safe in relationships and romance, and even with friendships, if that's been taken away from you in any way, shape, or form, this particular chakra is going to really need some focus on how you can re-identify yourself when it comes to that, and that's simply by telling yourself, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of a healthy sexual relationship. I am worthy of, finding my power and being in wholeness with myself when it comes to this particular chakra. So that one, there's a psychological functions of this chakra. So we're going to move in to the third chakra, which is your solar plexus chakra, and this is yellow. So I did just describe in the last one, the sacral, about that personal power, but this is going to be your personal power on a different level. Okay, so this chakra here governs your emotional relationship to your ego, all right? So your beliefs. So with this chakra, it helps to determine the value and our ability to carry out decisions, but only if we're able to shift from making decisions based on karma, okay, or any consequences of our past. So this particular chakra really does hold on to a lot of past energy, a lot of past emotions. And if we are not good and mindful about, what our most dominant emotions are, what we tend to feel the most, when it comes to our emotions, then this chakra can actually really overrun us. And that is our ego mind telling us, that we carry fear, we carry anger, we have prejudice, we play that victim role all the time. We may, be sensitive to criticism or critical of others. So if you notice that you tend to lean a little bit on those energies, you can definitely have a distortion when it comes to this particular chakra. Okay, so also this, having an imbalance here, you could easily be manipulated by others, okay? And, this, my personal opinion here, a lot of empaths tend to have a very imbalanced solar plexus chakra because we've got that whole emotional attachment. Empaths can feel emotions, whereas, empaths can also be drawn to narcissists because narcissists know how to manipulate based on emotion. So if you tend to be very influential, like if other people influence you, you can pretty much be sure that this chakra here has been some way or another distorted. Okay, so it's a false sense of who you are. Okay, a false sense of not being in control. So the core importance of this chakra in the development is your beliefs. All right, it is the product of your thoughts that is strung together with observations. How do you process the information that comes to you? Does it come from a place of centeredness? Does it come from a place of spirit, your soul? Or does it come from that place of your ego? So you may have that mental chatter and anxiety telling you, a story, when in fact, you're just perceiving that information incorrectly based on how this chakra was constructed. Okay, so beliefs formulated here are also, they steer our thoughts and therefore our different behaviors. So it's important that this third chakra is really, you say to yourself, I am successful, okay? I am one with myself. I am, a lot of affirmations, a lot of I am here. And being in that present moment is really going to help steer your thoughts when it comes to this. So you could also, if this chakra is off balance or in any kind of distortion, you could also be very prone to self-sabotage. Okay, so self-sabotage is also a really big indication that this chakra is out of balance. But anytime we're talking about self-sabotage, you also want to look at your first and second chakra as well, because those are based on your belief system. Those are based on how you identify yourself with this world. Your first three chakras are really talking about your masculine energy, how you identify yourself in this world through your masculinity. Because remember, everybody has masculine and feminine energy in them. So those bottom three are definitely your grounded, your your base chakras, your three more grounded chakras, which is your masculine. So coming into that next chakra, we're going to talk about the harmony of the masculine and feminine energy, what the heart chakra represents, and then we're going to move forward into the top three chakras and speaking more about your feminine energy. Okay, so let's get into the heart chakra, and this chakra is green. So this particular chakra, while it's very easy to understand on a verbal level, it's one of the most complex chakras because this chakra actually governs your heart, your love. Okay, this is how you love yourself and how you love others in this world. Okay, so it is also about your religious and spiritual disciplines and your relationships with the self, with others, and with the divine. So within the center of this chakra, we learn to balance our emotions and our relationships. Okay, so what do we seek in others and what do others seek in us? Seeking that generous love about ourselves, that self-caring, nurturing sides about ourselves. This is also about our ethical self and how we individualize ourselves through our emotions. So again, I say that this is one of the easiest chakras to understand love. It is one of the most complex because when you're talking about distortion of your lower chakras, that definitely does have an effect on how you love in the world and how you love others in this world. So know that, this chakra is about balancing your feminine and your masculine energy. It's about balancing the body and the mind and the ego and unity. So this is also about unconditional love. So if you notice that you have any kind of issues with jealousy, envy, anything along those lines, you may have a chakra that has been, again, developed through distortion. And when we talked about those lower chakras, I want you to take a second here and ask yourself, if anything within the lower chakras have really affected how you love in this world, how you love others. But this is also just this chakra here, I feel is one of the more easiest to work with because you can change anything in your life just by simply loving. So this chakra, there's, I'm not going to put a lot of information out on it because everybody loves differently. Everybody comes from a different place when they love. And, if you're really wanting to be in harmony and balance with yourself, just recognizing who you are, how you give unconditional love is going to be how you keep this chakra balanced. So this chakra is actually just that governing of your heart. So I'm going to go ahead and move in to the next chakra, your fifth chakra, which is your throat chakra. And this is actually light blue. So the throat chakra here, this is about truth. Okay, this is about faith. It's about how you make decisions. It's about how you express yourself, creativity, how you use your voice in the world. Do you use it too harshly? Do you underutilize it? It's how you choose to share your expression, how you express yourself in this world. So this is our communication center. And this is how we learn how to state our truth with honesty and kindness. So any kind of lies and falsehoods can pollute the center of this chakra. Any kind of repressed anger, any kind of enviness, and even silence can affect this chakra. In my personal experience, I've noticed a lot of people who have had any kind of thyroid issue or any kind of any throat problems usually have a hard time finding a way to speak that truth, whether it's through harshness or simply not speaking at all. So this one here is really about how you choose to speak in this world, and how you make decisions. So this chakra actually helps with, well, I won't say helps with, but if you notice that you speak a lot of falseness or gossiping, maybe you have some emotional congestion or criticism, you criticize others, you criticize yourself. Okay, that could be an actual block in this chakra here because you're not speaking from a place of truth. You're speaking from a place, again, of ego. So recognizing that some of these problems can actually affect what you're putting out into the world, how you speak and how you represent yourself. Do you come across very negative or, do you come across very positive? And know that when you are speaking, that your energy needs to match. So it's kind of one of those things that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But at the same time, you do have to speak. You do have to use your voice. You just have to do it from a place of kindness and lovingness. Okay, so this is about, humanity, how you're going to love humanity and how you're going to help on a whole when it comes to suffering of others. Okay, so this chakra here right now is being really, really encouraged to work with, because it's time to start speaking your truth and using your authenticity in a very kind and loving way. So that is actually some of the psychological effects and functions of your throat chakra. So now we're going to move into your third eye center, your third eye chakra, and that is indigo. Okay, so the third eye chakra is really where a lot of the clairvoyance, special gifts, people who have that gift really utilize that third eye chakra. So it is called the seer. This is being in tune with this chakra helps you become a seer of truth versus, getting in that mind's way of ego thinking. So this is reaching awareness, okay? It's reaching awareness on a different level. This is how you use your intellectual mind, okay, and your mental abilities, and whether you use them wisely or not at all. How you exercise your third eye chakra is really going to be important to how you're using your intuition, all right? Being able to see things that your visual eyes cannot see, but knowing that your third eye, that intuition, is guiding you, all right? So that gives you the ability, when I think about this chakra, I think about how much we utilize it and don't even realize it. So the more that we clear any blockages in any of our more 3D connecting, the grounded chakras, we're speaking about the feminine, okay? We're speaking about the feminine energy and connecting to that third eye and really going within, okay? So this one actually, there's several different ways you can activate this chakra and actually be in tune more with your clairvoyance. But this chakra here is about worth, okay? It's about being able to see and being able to understand things on a different level. So this one here, when that third eye chakra is nice and balanced, you're at peace. You're at peace. You take things as they come. You are able to see past any kind of barriers. And, you can be patient with other people. This gives you a broader perspective. And this is one of my favorite chakras, and I utilize this one all the time. But there's also overutilizing it, okay? So making sure that when you are quote unquote seeing, making sure that you're seeing the truth. And how you do that is making sure that the rest of your chakras are in balance and in harmony. Okay, so then I'm going to move in to the last chakra, and we are going to be talking about your crown chakra. This is actually violet and or purple. So So this chakra here is about your connection with source, okay? It is your connection to your higher source power, be it God, be it your angels, be it universe, Buddha, Muhammad, anything that you consider to be your divinity. This is your connection. And having that nice, strong connection is going to help you in your faith and what you choose to use in your life, using that divine essence, using your I am presence. Now, I've mentioned the I am presence a few times, but I'm actually talking about, how you use your I am presence when it comes to your spirituality and or your religion, anything in those areas there. So this is about truth, okay? What you choose, I won't say what you choose, but what the divine helps you seek in truth. Okay, this can be developed through prayer. It can be developed through meditation. But when we're talking about the psychological functions, this is about spiritual principles. Okay, this is also including self-love and self-perception when it comes to the divine. Can you fully be loved by the divine? Are you worthy of union? So if you ask yourself those questions, am I worthy of this love that I want? Am I worthy of this union that I want with myself, with my divinity, with others? So this here, when you think about connecting to the divine, okay, some of the effects of an unhealthy chakra is, are you too scared or shameful? Do you have a hard time seeking truth from the divine because of any kind of guilt or fear or any kind of misconception that you have when it comes to divinity? It's whether you believe in religion, whether you believe in universal spiritualism, depending on what you believe, this chakra here is going to help, find that truth within yourself. And then when you start to notice that maybe you're not feeling as though you used to believe the same or you used to think the same, and then all of a sudden you're judging yourself and you're being hard on yourself because you're thinking that you're not connected to the divine. And again, divine for you can look different, but I'm just going to give myself as an example here. So growing up in a religious background, growing up in all different religions, I kind of felt like I did not fit. I had so much knowledge that just did not fit in what I considered to be religious beliefs. And although I do have a religious side to me, I do not limit myself to that. So really tapping into that crown chakra and receiving that love, asking God, universe, for that forgiveness of not believing the things or not thinking that I fit into the mold that I was supposed to. Connecting more with this crown chakra helped open me up to the greater purpose, the greater reason, the bigger truth, the bigger understanding. And so that has actually allowed me and helped me to move forward in my own spirituality and my teachings and understanding, because once I was able to realize that I am connected to the divine, we are connected, we are one. I myself am a divine being. I am a divine feminine. And then the truth started to come out. And that is what I share with you today through the psychological functions of the chakras, is what that looks like for you if you have any kind of distortion in those chakras, any kind of trauma to those chakras based upon how you've been brought up, how you've been raised, and then how you've actually lived your life in this world. So I'm going to end this video here in saying that I hope this video brought some knowledge to you and understanding your chakras a little bit more, maybe bring some awareness to some of the things that I spoke about that can, be looked at a little deeper, maybe getting some healing on these kinds of, thoughts that may come up for you. But I'm going to leave it here for now. I really hope that this video helped, and I wish you all a blessed day. Namaste.